Once upon a time, in a world where magic outlived mundane life, and monsters and beasts alike filled the streets, where simplicity and normality was never welcomed, there lived a group of 4 apprentice magic wielders in the land of Azalia. This peculiar group of 4 was formed with very unlikely wizards to come together and form a guild. There was a sorceress, an orator, a witch, and a cleric. At this very moment in which this tale is being told, the peculiar group of 4 apprentice wizards formed together at the Colosseum of ABC, or also known as Apprenticeship for Beginners Convent. There they waited, prayed, and hoped that everything would bode them well. These apprentice magic wielders were in the process of being full-fledged wizards. And to this very day, they stand in the sacred battlegrounds of the Apprenticeship for Beginners Convent in anticipation of passing yet another stage in their training.
Guys, whatever the test may be, I'll decimate them with a flag spell or mince them to bits and pieces with a Terra Magna spell,
exclaimed the young lady in a pink flowing dress with a staff in one hand and sending a curse or two with her free hand. The lady who spoke earlier was none other than the sorceress of the group. This particular apprentice was known by the name Freya Stellar. She was a gifted sorceress of both wit and intellect. She is otherwise known as the Apocalypse 13th by her fellow apprentices and teachers for her tragic display of sorcery at most occasions, a flaw that she has yet to correct. A sorcerer, by the way, is a person endowed with the power to bend and manipulate the fabric of space and time to his or her own favor.
Oh, shut it, Stellar. You just put us at rest like last time, and I haven't forgotten what happened then. You almost hit me with a freaking meteor. I'm a dying again for a second time.
The man who just spoke up in a noble inquisitor's tunic was none other than the orator of the group. Though orator sounds as though it is a friendly name, they are not to be taken lightly with. Blessed with the beast tongue, orators are endowed with the ability to turn words into things. With proper pronunciation, choice of words, and recitation, they bring mountains down to their knees. And this young man was one of them. He is known by the name Algerus Stewart, a comedian, a trickster, and a well-known social butterfly.
Ha 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 ha! If that's the case, don't worry. I'll send him a demon or 2 so that everything will be over.
Announced by the queer witch lad in a gloomy purple robe with evident stains of sacrificial blood by the ends. Witches were well-known wielders of the powers of the dark. They summon powers from the unfathomable abyss of hell and bring them forth to the realm of mortal men, in exchange of a living sacrifice, of course. And this queer lad was one of the practitioners of the dark arts. He goes by the name Vladimir, nothing more, nothing less. It was taboo for witches to reveal their real name out loud. It was tradition that it be hidden in fears of other witches who may use it against them.
Now, no need to get all violent and excessive on the spell work. Let's just all hope that everything goes well for us. I really want to be a full-fledged wizard soon.
Lastly, the one who brought the calm to the storm, the one who put an end to the farce was no more or less than the cleric of the group. Clerics were most known for their healing magic as well as support magic. They are really handy in almost any kind of group whose desire is combat. With his green flowing sage garment and the staff at hand, the clerics hide and prayed for the best. The lad's name was Aldous Lenore. Not only was he a cleric, but also was he the leader of the group. The group was founded under his knowledge and foundation. Without his supervision, everything would have fallen apart.
As the group was arguing over spells, battle strategies, and incantations, a woman from out of the blue came out of nowhere with magical sigils on and off the floor. This was clearly a spell for teleportation. The group then braced themselves and looked forward in all due formality at the magic woman.
Good day, lads. Early as always. Anyways, I wish to congratulate you on your triumph on your test yesterday. Although you won out of thin luck because of Lady Seller's horrifying demonstration of magic, still, I grant you my heartfelt greetings on the job well done.
Happiness and relief came to the hearts of the 4 wizard apprentices. They wanted to jump and celebrate their success, but they couldn't, being in the presence of the wizard magistrates of ABC.
So now, without further ado, I present you your next task.
The wizard magistrate flicked her fingers, and then there came a beam of light from all of the 4 statues that were present in the Colosseum. These lights clashed all together at the center and formed one fluid and luminous azure entity. Then there it went out, a luminous beam of azure and fluid composition, jumping around in quick motion.
Your test for today is all about using magic in quick proportions. Most wizards nowadays tend to get killed in the field of work because they tend to be slow at casting spells. Now we wouldn't want that, would we? Now here in front of you is a creature of both speed and agility. I want you to subdue it and destroy it. Your task starts now.
The woman then turned her back and murmured something beneath her breath. Then all of a sudden, the same magic sigils appeared again the same way that she had came. She then turned to look back at the apprentices.
And a little hint, by the way, this creature cannot be killed under any normal means. You must use high-level magic to destroy its existence. Good luck.
And there onward, the woman disappeared from the sights of the apprentices. All that was left were them and an agile jumping entity. The apprentices eyed each other and then all shot a look at Algus.
Well, I guess it's all on me. Do as I say, let's do this!
With that being said, the 4 wizards circled the fast-jumping creature and braced their magic for the worst.
Vlad, bring it to the ground!
Roger that.
The witch then kneeled on the ground with both his hands on the floor.
O pitiful shadows lost in the darkness, O evil who is stretched between the vowels of heaven and earth, heed my call, forces of the abyss, and do my bidding. Under the pact and coven in which I am in, I am Vladimir of the Cove. Hear my plea and do as I say.
As soon as the witch finished chanting all of those words, a dark void with clouded bodies then swirled the jumping monstrosity and pulled it down like how gravity pulls down the earth. The creature was wriggling for release, but it failed due to the forces that held it down.
Good! Now Stellar, don't flank this up! Bind!
With pleasure.
The sorceress then held her hands facing the sky along with her staff and began to chant one of her incantations.
Time rots everything, and yet it can be renewed. The pendulum swings, but it has yet to stop swinging. Mecto del mundo pundo. Time was started, and now it shall end.
With that being said, swirling rays of black then enveloped the poor defenseless creature. It was as if it was enclosed in a dark nebula. It stood there still. No wriggling, no movement. It was as if time had cheated on him.
Good job, Stel. Now Al, we need a magic boost. Pronto!
Got it!
With the leader's order, the orator then held one hand to his chest and the other freely moving. It was as if then that he was singing a ballad to a fair maiden.
O land so steep, O ocean so deep, thy power withheld in the Creator's keep. This I sing to you, a song from a heart that is true, that in turn may you grant us the power to defeat the infernal blue.
And with that in mind, sigils started glowing on the feet of each wizard, each sigil emitting a different colorful hue for each wielder.
Okay, let's do as planned. Chant with me.
Everyone then raised up their hands and looked up the sky as if they were praying to the one up above.
Dry up, O earth! Burn out, O sun! Grant us power, unknown protectors and gatekeepers new tell. We summon Bagus, Scion of Flames. Bring forth your wrath and bathe the land in flames.
With the incantation complete, a stream of pure red light then struck the center of the place, wearing whatever that was in there. The light was so bright that the whole place was enveloped in orange hue. In the event of the aftermath, all that was left was a charcoal black scorch mark, no trace of the fast and agile creature to be found. The wizards have succeeded. They have passed the test, but they could not live to see it, for they have passed out in their respective class. For summoning a being that powerful required tremendous amount of magic, and they were all spent snuggling on the sacred battleground of ABC. Moral of the story: no matter who you may be, or what diversities that we share, as long as we work together, we possess the power to accomplish anything.